Welcome to Girls Will Yap podcast. We're your hosts, Harmony and Sage, talk about movies, pop culture, where everything is alleged, and literally anything else that'll cross our minds. We met by accident, we stayed on purpose, and now we yap for your entertainment. Let's yap, y'all. Hey, Sage, how you doing?
Good, but we have some obituaries to go through.
It's been a rough year already.
No. Downton Abbey star Nathalie Bay died April 17th at the age of 77 from Lewy body dementia. That is the most common form of dementia. Symptoms include hallucinations, cognitive challenges, behavioral changes, and mood issues.
That's so sad.
It is. It's a horrible thing. Have you ever watched Downton Abbey?
I have not, and I probably never will.
You know I have. Like, as soon as that movie came out in theaters, I was there. So,
I love it. Listen, you like what you like.
I do, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Muldoon, I hope I said that right, an actor from Melrose Place, died April 20th at the age of 57. He died from a heart attack. I'm betting you were a fan,
You know
Melrose
what?
Place
I
fan.
was like, that was Richard on Melrose Place. And he's younger than my parents. That's just so sad to even think about, you know? Hugs corner to all the families.
Riff Hutton died April 20th at the age of 73. He was on Doogie Howser. Now, that's probably a little before your time.
I've heard of it. I never watched it. I know Neil Patrick Harris was on it. He was Doogie, right?
Yes, he was.
Okay. I
It was
know
a very
that
good
much.
show. Very good show. I recommend if you ever can catch a rerun, definitely do that.
Okay.
Daryl Sheets from Storage Wars, he died April 22nd at the age of 67. Unfortunately, he committed suicide, and it was because of cyber bullying. We don't think about this happening in your 60s, but of course, he was famous. This is a nice time to remind people you can always go get mental health care. No
Hmm.
shame.
It's okay to not be okay and reach out to somebody and get the help that you need. Everybody has a bad day. We all have struggled with something.
Yes. Now, do you remember Elizabeth Smart?
Yes, I do.
And I sent you that picture of her.
Mhm.
So she has a new documentary on Netflix. It's called Kidnapped, and it's the Elizabeth Smart story, which is great. I just finished watching it a few minutes ago. Totally recommend it. I thought I knew everything about the case. I did not.
Okay, I need to
But
watch it.
she has become a bodybuilder to take back her narrative.
For her, that's awesome.
Well, I'm totally loving this.
Heck yes.
She looks great. She's strong, and she goes around speaking about the dangers of kidnapping and things like that, talking about how we can talk about rape
Mhm, and
because we should. So she's doing great things, and she's a very strong person.
good, I am proud of her. When I saw that picture of her, I was like, "Wow, she looks amazing," because to be a bodybuilder, you put your body through so much that takes so much discipline. So I'm very happy for her that she's, like, taking her power back, and she's also reaching back out and helping other people. So kudos to her.
I agree. I watched the Netflix documentary called The Plastic Detox.
Okay,
Have you seen anything about that?
I have not.
On the nerdy scale of 1 to 10, it's a 10. It's completely nerdy.
Okay.
So I was already kind of taking the plastic out of my kitchen slowly because it's expensive to do this.
Mhm.
I am going to be completing that task now after watching that documentary.
I'm gonna have to check that out because I know that we consume so much microplastics. And my mom is very much like she doesn't do plastics anymore. So she has been slowly removing all that stuff out of their household as well.
Good.
Hmm.
And a little tidbit for our listeners on this documentary, it was talking about microplastics actually reducing penis sizes. So save the penises.
Can't. That just sent me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so that might motivate you.
Okay.
So there are 2 movies due to come out, Practical Magic 2 and The Devil Wears Prada 2. Okay, I haven't watched the first ones.
Okay. So I've actually seen both.
Okay.
I just watched The Devil Wears Prada 20 years later. I just watched it within, like, the last 2 weeks, so I need to go see the second one. I need to see what happens. I enjoyed it. I love Meryl Streep. I love Anne Hathaway. I can't believe it actually took me that long to see that movie, and I saw Practical Magic as a kid, but I don't remember it, so I feel like I need to rewatch it to know if I'm gonna watch the second one, because I think in my mind, I confuse it with, Mystic Pizza a lot.
I haven't watched that one either, but they're all on my
Oh!
list because I know
Okay.
that's a cult favorite.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, The Secret Life of Mormon Wives is starting production again.
Okay.
It's still unclear whether or not Taylor Frankie Paul will be joining.
I feel like at this point, does the show really need her?
No.
Like, it's an ensemble cast. There's other people that they can focus on, other drama with the other ladies. Let Taylor go off and, like, get some help. Her and Dakota do not need to be any more famous because the more famous they get, the worse off they will be, in my opinion.
Well, we just cannot reward bad behavior.
Also that.
Yeah. So, Kimora Lee Simmons and her husband, Tim Leisner, are getting divorced. He filed for divorce because he is going to prison for being found guilty of stealing millions of dollars from the Malaysian government.
Good gosh almighty. First off, Kamora Lee don't need to get married anymore because I think this is her third marriage.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yes. Girl, don't get married. Just
Oh,
stop.
it gets worse.
Oh.
The dirtbag is asking for spousal support from Kimora Lee Simmons.
There is nothing that I can't stand more than a man who won't go get a job. Why are you asking a woman for spousal support? Go get a job. You're grown.
So he goes and steals millions,
Mm-hmm.
gets sent to prison, and now he wants spousal support.
I hope he gets not a penny.
Talking about not rewarding bad behavior, right?
That part.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So Tiger King, he's in solitary confinement now for posting on social media. So I didn't tell you this last week. I probably should have. It was
Mm-hmm.
really funny. There was a Facebook post, and down, if you scroll down it, you saw Tiger King.
Mm-hmm.
And someone's like, "Dude, aren't you in prison?" And he's like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Well, how do you get to post on social media?" He's like, "Oh, with money, you can do anything." Well,
Mm-hmm.
apparently, the prison did not like that comment.
I bet you they didn't. Like, Joe, you should have kept that to yourself. I saw where he said that. And I'm like, sometimes you don't say the things out loud because now
Yeah.
you've lost your privileges.
And he did. So,
Yeah.
bad behavior once again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bad news bears.
Kylie Jenner is being sued by a former housekeeper for harassment, discrimination, and wrongful termination. So, this housekeeper alleges that Kylie intimidated her about her country of origin, which is El Salvador,
Hmm.
and her religion, which is Catholicism.
Wow.
So many things. First of all, like when she was intimidating her about her country of origin, was in the midst of the ICE fiasco. Okay. Catholicism. Okay. Her mother, Kylie Jenner's mother, owns a pay to play church where you have to do like, I don't know, like a $10,000 donation to even join. Did you not know this really?
You had no clue.
Okay. Well, they're calling it a tax evasion church, basically. So you
Sounds
do
about
have
right.
you do have to give your 10%, which you know is somewhat biblical,
Hmm.
but you have to like having a fee to join is like $10,000, I believe. So all their money they're washing their money with a church, basically, is what I'm saying. And then she turns around and makes fun of her being Catholic? Seriously?
Child, that is a scam that you're running. First off, your mother's a pimp, so you shouldn't be judging anybody for anything, especially their national origin. Like, that's gross and disgusting. Like, let's be so for real.
Exactly. Because
Mm.
how many times we heard them brag about their Armenian roots?
Exactly. You are okay with being Armenian and talking about it, but people can't talk about being from El Salvador and the way
Right.
y'all love black men. Like, what are we
Oh my
doing?
gosh.
That's a whole other deep dive.
I would love to talk to you about that one day.
Oh, yeah, we absolutely can get into it.
Uh-huh. Okay. So Anne Hathaway, I know you said you liked her a lot.
Mhm.
She had a great quote that I just wanted to point out. It's from People magazine. She said that pop stars are athletes in heels, and I agree.
Mean, when you think about it, the stamina that you have to give these 2 3-hour performances and then dance and then the breath control to sing these songs, I agree too.
So, Taylor Swift would go on her treadmill for hours and do her whole list of songs that she was going to do. So, she would sing as she ran on her treadmill, which makes complete sense. And then Hilary Duff, she's going on tour too. Actually, it may have already started. And she did the same thing. She started working out, doing, just speaking of breath control,
Mhm.
she thought that would be the best way.
Mean, I think it's tried and true. People have been doing it for centuries and it's working for the girls, so
Yep. Well, brace yourself. We're going to talk about Kid Rock again.
my lord heaven, okay.
I know. Well, I'm actually taking up for him now.
Ooh.
I know. A year or so ago, so Kid Rock went to the White House in his famously gaudy suit, the one we've seen way too much of.
Yeah.
He did that to talk to President Trump about forcing the breakup of Ticketmaster and Live Nation, claiming it is a monopoly. I agree. So Trump vowed to fight against unfair ticket prices. Kid Rock has come out blasting the Department of Justice settlement with Live Nation. Live Nation got basically a slap on the wrist. They are to pay, well, they started out by paying lobbyists to do their bidding, of course. It worked.
Yeah.
Live Nation has to pay $280 million in fines, divide itself, and put a ceiling of 15% on service fees and end exclusive Ticketmaster deals with venues. So they're saying basically, Ticketmaster, you deal with this yourself. We're not going to oversee you at all. So then some emails from Ticketmaster slash Live Nation have leaked. And in
Mhm.
these emails, they are mocking fans, laughing at other ways to gouge them, like increasing parking prices, for example. So Kid Rock has come out saying that this is still a monopoly and it prevents fair competition.
And does. And look at me. I never thought there would be a day in my life where I would agree with Kid Rock, but I do agree with him. And I go to many concerts, so I have gotten effed many times with those FU fees they put on there and the service fees. And it's like there's nowhere else to get your tickets. And then the fact that they let resellers in their marketplace charge 3 times the price for a ticket is insanity. And they've really got to do something about these bots because the fact that bots can get up there and buy all the tickets and then resell them, real fans can't go to these shows. And it's crazy. That's not what live music should be about.
He mentioned something about the bots too, and he was just completely dismissed.
Mm. Well, I agree with you, Kid Rock, on this and this alone.
Somebody check hell, it may have frozen over. Haley Duff, she was engaged to Matthew Rosenberg for 12 years. They've got two little girls.
Okay.
They just broke up.
I saw that come across like my TMZ, and I feel like that only came across because her and Hillary are beefing. Because who's checking for Haley Duff? Like, let's be honest.
So I wondered that too. I thought, oh, maybe she's more famous than I realized. So she's not. Am I right?
No. I mean, I haven't heard about Haley otherwise unless she's attached to her sister. And like her sister is big in the news right now. Plus, that whole celebrity mom feud thing happened. Cause I'm like, why is Haley's name coming up on TMZ? Yeah. But 12 years engaged? Good gosh.
See, that's what I was thinking too. Like, that's not really being engaged. And that's just like he gave you a ring to pacify you.
Exactly. That's basically like a common law marriage at this point. I
Yeah.
understand being engaged for like a year, maybe a year to 3 years because weddings are expensive and you're saving up for it. 12 years? No. No, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
We could have gone to the courthouse many times over.
This might be a blessing in disguise for her.
I think so too.
Yeah. Last week, I mentioned that Sabrina Carpenter was giving Madonna vibes at Coachella. So
Yes.
imagine my surprise, which I know I had to go ahead and talk to you about it. 2 days after recording that, Sabrina Carpenter and Madonna performed together at Coachella. Oh my gosh, I was so excited about this. It was perfection,
Yes.
and she came out and Madonna came out and just well, first of all, Sabrina Carpenter was doing that little snap with her finger
Mhm.
to Vogue, and then Madonna comes out like the queen she is.
Yes.
It was like 1990 all over again. Uh, and by the way, for everybody out there, Madonna cannot find her Coachella outfit, which apparently is a vintage outfit, and she has offered a reward for it.
Somebody got Madonna for her outfit.
Yep, a police report has been filed.
Oh, wow. The
Yeah,
plot thickens.
it does. So, Katy Perry, we have to talk about her and her assault with her vagina. You
Oh,
know?
yeah, her and Ruby Rose.
So, we talked about the sexual assault allegation last week. A club manager has come out and said that both of them were completely drunk on that night that the alleged assault took place. Of course, being drunk is no excuse.
Correct, absolutely not.
Now, Ruby Rose seems to be walking back the accusation. She seems to be making it lighter, like wanting to minimize it. It's really weird. If you can go back and look at some of her recent comments about it, let me know
Okay.
what you think.
Yeah, I'll have to
But
go check that
anyway,
out.
we talked about the logistics, like how do you assault somebody with your vagina?
Mhm.
So apparently, Ruby Rose was drunk and napping on a friend, sort of like leaned over on her. And
Yeah.
Katy Perry pulled her panties to the side and rubbed her vagina on Rose's face at that point.
See, me and Katie woulda had to fight because there's
Don't
no
you know
way.
it? Yep.
Like, we're tussling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That is ooh, I'm so sorry to Ruby. That is horrible.
It is.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
So supposedly, invitations to the Swift Kelsey wedding have been sent out.
Oh, because he's not retiring, he can get married now.
Yeah. Speaking of like somebody who would do a 12-year engagement, right?
That part I listen, I feel like that man just wants access to her and her money. That's just my opinion.
Think it's the money though. I think it's the fame. He's got plenty of money.
Yeah, he's a fame whore, but I
Yeah.
feel like these men want you to take care of them. He wants to be a pillow princess, just like half these men anymore. I don't understand it.
Well, I'll believe this marriage is gonna happen whenever I see it. Until then, I just don't I'm not gonna bet on it.
Same.
Yeah. So in TikTok news, I need you to go to Stan Low Photography. So it's Stan Low Photography.
Okay.
I really want your reaction to this one day. So there's this beautiful bride.
Okay.
So she's doing the dress reveal. So before the wedding starts. So you know how like the groom will get like a peek at the bride before the wedding starts. Sometimes it's not always, but sometimes.
Mhm.
So it's a very private moment, and there's usually a videographer there to catch the groom's first glimpse of the bride.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, the groom turns around and he sees her and he stands back and just looks at her. And he's like, "Oh, wow. I didn't think you'd go with the princess dress."
I know who you're talking about. I saw that clip. It's like Noah Lyles or something.
Yes, yes.
Mhm. I did see that clip.
And he just keeps going on about the dress and critiquing her. He could have said one thing, "You look beautiful."
Exactly, because in that clip, first off, he seems awkward in general, but like in the clip, he says, "Oh, the guests look super beautiful," but he never said that she looked super beautiful. And I was like, this is weird. And me and him would have had to tussle too, because that probably would have pissed me off. I probably would have cried on my wedding day, and not for good reasons.
I don't think I would have married him. Now, this
Yeah.
is the insight of someone who's way older now, okay?
Mhm.
I'm way older than this bride was. But at this point in life, I would have been like, "Okay, this is not gonna work out. We're not gonna do this."
Yeah, I'm just like, what is that? But allegedly, she's made like a video defending him and
Okay.
all that, and I'm like, I don't know if that's their relationship, that's what they do, she's used to that kinda thing, but it was awkward and uncomfortable for me, like, I had secondhand embarrassment for
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So, Ice Spice was attacked by a fan. Did you see this?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, the fan, her name is Baya. Anyway, this fan sat down with Ice Spice and her friends at McDonald's and said, I mean, came up right up on her and sat right down next to her. And so Ice Spice said, you need to leave, basically, and was
Yeah.
nice, but
Yeah.
firm. This woman would not take no. Ice Spice basically started yelling at her
Mhm.
and chasing her out the door. And of course, the fans' friends were trying to pull her away because Ice Spice was running after her and getting ready to hit her at this point.
Yeah.
There was cussing. Ice Spice took a cell phone from one of the fans' friends, crushed it. A police report has been filed.
Now, first off, how do friends get their phone jacked up if they didn't do anything and they were trying to get the crazy fan away from her?
I don't know.
I'm like, that makes no sense. But also, the audacity of some of these people is crazy. If I saw a famous person in person, I wouldn't just sit down next to them and be like, "Oh, hey, we're best buds." Like, know your boundaries.
Do you think maybe this person was a little not right in the head?
It's possible. It's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Cher has a son named Elijah Blue Allman, Allman, and he's an addict. Drugs have affected his mental health. He has had many arrests and hospitalizations. He is currently in a psychiatric hospital.
Mhm.
So Cher has had to file a conservatorship for him. So she's filled out the papers for a conservatorship.
Yeah.
And then recently, during one of his overdoses, he admitted to having a child with model Katie Edwards. And according to my calculations, this child is now 16. Cher has been very welcoming, even hosting the mom and child in her home.
Okay, so my question is, because obviously I get the son was wrapped up in drugs and all the things. Did he force, I guess, the mother to stay quiet about the child, or the mother was like, "I just don't wanna be involved with your life at all," and kinda was protecting her and her child?
Oh, it was nothing to do with money. That's for
Okay.
certain. Um, I don't know. If I find out more, I'll let you know, though.
Yeah, keep us updated. I'm
Yeah.
invested now.
So we have to talk about Dave Chappelle. He lives in Yellow Springs, Ohio. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Mm-mm. I
Okay,
only I only know a comedian, Dave Chappelle, that's it.
that's who I'm talking about.
Oh, okay, okay, then yes, I do know who you're
Okay.
talking about.
You had a blank look on your face. That's
Yeah,
why I
I
was
was
asking.
like, "What?" I was like, "Dave Chappelle lives in Ohio?
No,
Okay.
he does. Yeah.
Alright. Good
So
for him."
his dad was a professor at Antioch College in Yellow Springs, Ohio. And for those of y'all who know the geography of Ohio, let me tell you where that is. It's you go to Dayton and go east. So basically right in the middle of the state in a
Okay.
tiny, tiny place. Anyway, Antioch College closed in 2018. The town fell on hard times during COVID, and he injected millions of dollars into the community mainly through real estate investments. He did buy some businesses. He recently bought and fixed up a school. He leases it to the local public radio station because they were about to go under. And during COVID, he let his tenants, mostly business owners, forego their rent payments.
That is so kind.
Yeah, but he's really funny because he did a stand up comedy routine about this. He said, when white people go into a neighborhood and they start buying up everything, we call that gentrification.
Yeah.
But when a black person does it, we don't have a word for that yet.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah, but he's
He
doing it.
didn't he didn't lie, but he's doing it.
He's doing great things,
Yes,
and
that's so kind of him. I'd love to hear that.
it's just amazing to me though that he's raising his kids in this little bitty Ohio town.
He's probably trying to keep them honest because I can't imagine trying to raise kids in a Hollywood setting. So, good on him and his wife for keeping those kids honest and keeping them out of the spotlight and keeping them away from these Hollywood creepers.
You mentioned to me Kev on stage. I'm going to be honest with you. Until this morning, I had not heard of him, but this morning I did a little crash course. So I'm going to let you tell me what do you think about the controversy?
Perfect. Okay, so Kev on stage, and he's a comedian. Now, I haven't seen every single thing that he's done, but the clips of him that I do see, I enjoy. He's not like one of those raunchy comedians, and he is a Christian. So he was on the Cam Newton show, which I have separate negative thoughts about Cam Newton, but that's not what this is about. Anywho, he was on his show and they were discussing Christianity. And Kev on stage was talking about how he supports the LGBTQ community. And he gave examples of him growing up in the church and how his brother was sinning. His brother was fornicating, having kids out of wedlock, all of that. And his brother came into the church welcomed him. So his brother got further involved with Christianity. On the same end, Kev saw where gay kids would be in the church, and deacons would say to them, "You don't belong here." So then you're shunning that kid. So Kev was saying, if you think being gay is a sin, sin is sin. So you shouldn't have accepted my brother if you won't accept the person that is gay. And they were also saying, well, you're saying this, but I bet you'll still take their money. They can still lead the church choir. You're not saying anything to him then. And he was talking about when he had his son, he was like, I would not care if my child was gay. I would love them. I'm always going to choose my child. He was also talking about he wants his children to be proud of him. He wants his children to value, the things that he believes in. So he really is a Christian who is loving thy neighbor. And at the end of the day, he's like, these people are calling me a lukewarm Christian. You can't be the judge of that. God is the judge of that. And I full on agree with him. So all these people are up in arms about how he's not a real Christian because he's accepting people that are in the LGBTQ community. And that's just the craziest thing I've heard ever. Like, and you and I have discussed this on this podcast a lot. At the end of the day, I'm concerned about your character. How do you treat people? Are you kind? Are you respectful? Like, do you follow the rules? Things of that nature. I don't care about your sexuality. That should not matter. And if at the end of the day, when I die and I go to meet Jesus, if he sends me to hell for loving gay people, I'll have to deal with that then. That's just my opinion. What are your thoughts?
He mentioned something in that same conversation, and I'm not going to say it as eloquently as he did because he did so well when he was explaining all this. But
Yeah,
he said something like, I would rather love too much than judge too much.
that part.
And I thought, he said it so beautifully. I could never explain it as well as he did, but he said it out of love,
Mhm.
and he walks the walk.
He really does. Both him and his wife just seem like genuine good people. And he also mentioned, especially growing up in the black church, homophobia is taught in church. So he had to unlearn that. And then just based on all the comments, homophobia is still very much alive and well in the churches. And it's just sad to me. That shouldn't be. Listen, if you think that's a sin, all right, but at the end of the day, God is the judge, you're not the judge. Let the Lord deal with that.
He did an excellent job, so good for him. He's gained
Yeah.
another fan in me, so,
Yes.
thank you for introducing me to that.
Anytime. I support Kev on stage and his wife, so great
Yes.
people.
So, do you wanna tell me about your musical artist of the week?
Yes, I am picking my musical artist of the week is going to be Tamaya or Tamia. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but amazing singer. So some of the songs I love by her are There's a Stranger in My House. She's married to Grant Hill. She also has this song called Sandwich and a Soda. I love that. There's another song that she has that has like a full on line dance to it, and I have not learned it. And that really upsets me in my soul. But I feel like her career should be bigger than it is. Because if you've have you ever listened to her music?
No, and did you say sandwich and a soda?
Yes, that's the name of the song, Sandwich and a Soda.
I will be Googling that later.
Yes. I love her vocals, and I feel like she should just be so much bigger than she is, and I don't know if it's one of those things, like, she came out in a time where basically you had to be naked to sell CDs, so I don't know if that's why she didn't go as far as she did. Um, oh, another song that she did I love is "So Into You" with Fabulous, so I recommend her listen to her. And when you listen to "Sandwich and a Soda," you have to tell me how you feel about
I
it.
would do that.
Who is your artist of the week?
My musical artist of the week is Michael Jackson.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Of course, the Michael Jackson movie is coming out April 24th.
Yes, so tomorrow.
Oh, that is? You're
Uh-huh.
right. Okay. His Thriller album was the first one I ever bought.
Have that on vinyl.
Really?
Mhm, one of
Okay.
my friend's boyfriends gave it to me the first time he met
That's
me.
right, you told me that.
Yeah.
So I remember saving up my money for Thriller and listening to Bad, Thriller, Billie Jean, Beat It. I could still listen to those on repeat today.
Yes.
Still love Billie Jean. I also like Black and White and Man in the Mirror. Man in the Mirror may be one of my favorites, and we will be hearing a cover of that in the movie we discuss on our other podcast, by the way.
Yes, yes.
His music is timeless.
It is so good. Man in the Mirror, oh my gosh, when he died first off, when he died, one of my friends called me and was like, "I need you to sit down. I have some bad news for you." And Man in the Mirror is, like, the first song I listened to and just, like, bawled my eyes out.
Oh, that song gets me every time. Whether he sings it or the cover,
Mhm.
it really is just an amazing song. In the movie we're gonna talk about on the other podcast, that woman says, "If everybody cleans the front of their front stoop, the whole world would be clean," or something to that effect, and I feel like that's what the whole song's about.
Yeah, it is it's just a perfect reflection type of song. And Michael Jackson was also funny. He was so funny. Like if you ever see old clips of him on YouTube, he's hilarious. And the faces he would make, like when Liz Taylor was marrying, I can't remember that guy's name. David maybe David Blaine or something. Like Michael Jackson is in the back like gagging. He's like, ugh.
My gosh, I will have to look that up because I didn't know that
Yes.
about him.
Oh, yes.
That's so funny. Well, I don't have any more news. Do you?
No, that's about it for me too.
All right. Well, bye.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Girls Will Yap podcast. We love having you here to talk pop culture, nostalgia, and to share our hot takes. Follow us on all the socials at Girls Will Yap so you don't miss the conversations. As always, let's yap, y'all.